What's going on, everybody? This is the Silent Gamer, and this is the first of Framerates podcast mini. And today it's just going to be myself. I don't have Bills. I don't have DJ along with me. Honestly, I didn't even tell them about this. This is something that I wanted to get off my chest, and I just hope you guys take time to listen. I feel right about now the NFL is about to implode on itself. And, this whole situation with Colin Kaepernick signing this deal with Nike, I think it's a brilliant campaign that he's putting out. And him and Nike got together and just made a brilliant move by continuing to push what he believes in. And the statement that he put out along with that, campaign coming out, that Nike deal coming out, it just couldn't be any more, just more powerful. Basically, it has him with a close-up picture of him saying, believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. Just do it. Now, if you don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody knows, Colin Kaepernick basically decided to protest during the national anthem to, talk about social injustice and police brutality, which I thought was a great idea from the beginning. Had no problem with it. I just think that it has gotten out of hand to the point where other people misconstrued it as, fake, people that's feeling that it's against the military, and all this other stuff. And it just got out of hand. And I don't blame Colin for that. It's something that he basically couldn't control. And me personally, if I had one thing I wish he could have done, I don't necessarily think he could have done it to protest different, because you can't tell anyone how to protest. But when it got to the point where people was trying to change the narrative, I wish he would have came up with another idea to pretty much keep the message on point. In other words, I think what Malcolm Jenkins for the Eagles was doing is fantastic. The You're Not Listening campaign, or the You're Not Listening protest, is brilliant. He comes with facts, he comes with statements, and he just puts it to the face, put it in everyone's face as what, we are, basically against police brutality and social injustice. I have no problem with that. Now, that's my only issue that Colin could not, branch off into. But nevertheless, I have no problem with the protest. But anyway, we see how that goes. And it's been removed maybe 2 or 3 years now. Colin has not been in the NFL. So this whole Nike campaign with what I just stated earlier about the powerful message that he's coming off with the Just Do It campaign and the deal that he signed with Nike is honestly, I think it's great, because at the end of the day, we still have to face the fact that you have police officers brutalizing, and in some cases, they're killing unarmed black men. Yeah, and I know some people could say, oh, they're killing unarmed people, other color too. Yes, they are, and I agree. It does not make it right either way, but it's just how society is. I mean, it just comes more to the limelight. It is the sensitivity level is way more heightened when it is an unarmed black man. It is what it is, and it is just crazy how things are going now, with this all sparking up right before the NFL season. And with that being said, the NFL comes out with this boneheaded statement, and this is why I made this mini podcast. I feel that the NFL is just doing themselves in, and I'm just going to branch off into that, where you had the Jocelyn Moore, and I'm going to put the link to this down in the description. It's a Sports Illustrated article, and I'm pretty sure that people on Twitter already read it, but I'm just going to go back and read it. Ever since this Nike situation came about, it just became something that was totally it basically came totally, they could not ignore it anymore. They just could not ignore it. And the NFL, they all partner with Nike and all this other stuff with the jerseys and everything. And for the fact that Colin Kaepernick has been on board with them for a while, and now just come out with this right before the NFL season, it could spell disaster for the NFL. Yes, it can. But the NFL did not make themselves any favors, because Jocelyn Moore, as I said earlier, she's the NFL Executive Vice President of Communication and Public Affairs, and she basically put out, she said, the NFL, or the National Football League, I quote, let me start over, I quote, the National Football League believes in dialogue, understanding, and unity. We embrace the role and responsibility of everyone involved with this game to promote meaningful, positive change in our communities. She also put that social justice issues that Colin and other professional athletes have raised deserved our attention and action. No shit. And what you think? Like, this has been going on for a few years now, and now y'all finally say this? And it is no secret that the fact that Nike is here doing this campaign with Nike, it kind of makes the NFL look kind of stupid now, because the NFL kind of put this under the rug, you know, overall for the past 2.5 years. And in some cases, they tried to sweep it under the rug to the point where you can make a case where Colin and Eric Reed, which no one really talks about too much, those two guys are basically blackballed. And now you're looking at where these guys can't find work, and the NFL is in a pickle because their partnership is basically looking with Nike is looking really stupid. So they put out this statement by, you know, Jocelyn Moore, and they could not be so on the wrong side of this. Because now everybody's going to look at them like they're just a bunch of hypocrites. It's all about the money. Just because Nike is cool with Colin, now you guys want to come in and make it seem like everything's okay. Y'all should have been on this from day one. You should have been on this from day one. I mean, there's no denying that you guys basically tried to put this on the back burner. Now, I'm going to say this. They already got other stuff that was social issues or just other issues in general wrong. Have we forgot about the No More movement? Nobody talks about that no more. When Ray Rice was basically, and I know, and we all know about the Ray Rice situation. Obviously, he put himself in the bind for what he did in the elevator. But he couldn't get a job. I'm not trying to say that he can't get a job, but that he should get a job, because I don't believe anybody's entitled to employment. I'm sorry, I just don't. You know, I mean, if somebody don't want to hire you, that's on, you know, it is what it is. But let's be honest, we've had other people in the NFL who've done a lot worse, and I'm not taking nothing away from domestic violence. Don't get me wrong. I don't condone it, but let's call a spade a spade. We've had people who've killed other people that came back in the NFL. We've had people who've killed animals and come back in the NFL. Don't get me wrong. I don't take nothing away from what Ray Rice did, but let's call a spade a spade. I mean, you look at the running back from the Bengals right now, Joe Mixon. You look at another running back. You look at Ezekiel Elliott. What was that defensive lineman that played for the Panthers and went to the Cowboys? Greg Hardy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all about second chances. I have no problem with second chances. It's all good. But the NFL just botched that whole No More situation, and they tried to make a campaign calling it No More, and everybody saw through the bullshit. Everybody saw that. Everybody knew that it was bullshit off the jump. You wasn't fooling anybody. And with that being said, now you want to sit here and play like, you know, you all good with this situation? Sorry, that's my phone. But we're going to play it off like everything was cool. Come on now. Let's keep this 100. The NFL is really, they really fucked themselves up. And I hate for the language, but I mean, it pisses me off because not only you guys tried to blackball two guys who were upstanding, never had a problem outside of the NFL, on the street, in their spare time, the clean record, you know, in the criminal justice, they never had a problem, no infractions as far as I know. I mean, they haven't even went out the way to disrespect people in the press. They've been upstanding guys, and now these guys are, you know, not in the NFL. And I'm talking about Kaepernick, and I'm talking about Eric Reed. And these guys don't get a job, and now you guys want to come with this statement? I mean, the No More movement was bad enough, and now you're doing it. I mean, the NFL is on the verge of possibly destroying themselves. I mean, that's just my take. I mean, don't get me wrong. The talent on the field, all these 32 teams are, you know, phenomenal. I know they are. But at the same time, I mean, you're looking at a fan base that side with Colin Kaepernick, that already look at the NFL sideways. You have a lot of people that I know that basically they try their best not to give the NFL ratings, basically stream over the internet the NFL game, so the NFL gets no revenue from whatever, the people who watch it. This is what's going on. And then on top of that, you got people who look at a statement like this, you got other people who was already, not watching the NFL. It was on a decline as far as ratings. I mean, not that big. The NFL is still great, don't get me wrong, but it was on a decline for the past few years. And with this right here, it could possibly make it worse. Because now, from both sides, we're just going to look at, all right, we already know the NFL was fake with the No More movement. Now they're doing this, trying to backtrack again after you done blackballed a few people out of the NFL. You're looking at a situation where it could be really, really tough for people to come back to watch this game in a normal fashion. You got some people who will just straight up will continue to stream it because we already know how it is with cutting the cord. I'm not even going to go into that. That's another issue. Then you got some people who are conservatives or Republicans or whatever the case may be. And don't get me wrong, the word conservative, being a conservative is not a bad thing. Now, I mean, I hate that some people will say that. I mean, a lot of people live a conservative life and don't even know it. But that's another issue for another day. I kind of took aback to that when people were saying conservatives was doing this because of Nike. Listen, conservatism is a way of life, and I would love to talk about that with anybody, but right now that's not the issue right here. But you have some people who feel a certain way, who are hard right, and feel like they're straight up traditionalists in everything, and they feel like they have to get rid of their Nike gear. I mean, that's fine. You want to tear your stuff up, that's fine. I love Nike shoes. I have no problem with Nike. I won't be boycotting nothing, because if I like the shoe, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to, the truth be told, if Colin Kaepernick's shoe or his apparel is nice, I'll buy that too. Because I buy what I want. I don't lockstep with people and what they feel or think, and I just can't stand groupthink. But when you look at this situation, you can't help to err on the side of what's right and what's wrong. Colin was right the entire time. Did he go about it the right way? That's debatable. But he was right the entire time. And for the NFL to sit here now all of a sudden want to be, we're on the right side of this now, they're a bunch of frauds. Like I said, the conservatives or hard right people, or just people who just don't like the fact the way that the NFL has handled the situation. Because there are some people who are, on the other side of the aisle that don't like the situation or don't like what Colin did. There are some people that don't like. Everybody is just not one side and the other side. Some people are open-minded to things. But when you have people like this and people who follow the NFL and are already mad about situations, and you see what's going on for the second time in a row, how they messed up a real issue. Now you got people that's possibly going to say, forget it. I'm not watching the NFL, or I find other ways and means to watch it. Like I said, you got people who are for Colin already doing that, and you got people who was already walking away from the game because of the protests. Now you see the NFL is just flip-flopping all over the place, which, everybody can see through this, that this is bullshit. The NFL don't mean nothing what they just said. They didn't mean absolutely nothing what they just put out. What Jocelyn Moore put out, they don't mean a damn thing about it. Now let's go to another side of it. You got 32 owners in the NFL. You got a lot of them that are quiet about this. You have a couple of them that are outspoken about it. You got some that are against it. They're very outspoken about how they feel about Colin Kaepernick, and there you have some people who are not. How all 32 teams are going to feel about this? Because I promise you, all of them didn't come together and what didn't come to an agreement on this statement by Jocelyn Moore. I mean, it's ridiculous how things could transpire, and I'm not here to ruffle anybody's feathers or rile people up, but this is real. This is what watch in a couple of days. And if this actually goes out, watch how people act behind this, if they haven't already. I'm actually surprised that Donald Trump actually had a reasonable, he actually had a reasonable response to all of this, which is like absolutely, it was mind-boggling because I had no idea that he would actually be honest about this. I mean, he basically, if you want to hear about Trump's his statement, just find that on Twitter. I'm not going to put that link in the description. He basically said that he disagrees with the endorsement. He wouldn't have done it, but in another way, it is what this country is about. That you have certain freedoms to do things other people think you shouldn't do. But personally, I'm on a different side of it. I'm going to be honest with you, that is actually, that came out of left field from Donald Trump. I didn't expect him to say that. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily have a real dog in the fight with the political issues with Donald Trump. I don't even really get into politics. My main thing is just don't mess with my money. I got a family to take care of. Don't cut my taxes. Don't give my money to people who are willing and able to work, and I'm good. If these people are capable bodies to go to work, don't give them my money through taxes and let them live off me. Just give me all my money that's due. I work hard. Don't cut my taxes. Don't take money from me. I don't care who's president. That's the main thing I worry about because I have a family to take care of. But anyway, this whole situation with Donald Trump, I'm actually surprised he said that. That was actually, I was different. I didn't expect that. But nevertheless, the NFL could possibly really hurt themselves with this because people are going to watch the NFL. I'm not saying that, there are people going to watch it, but there are some people just going to look at this and be like, you know what? They don't deserve my money. That's the way I feel because, you look at how the NFL just continuously put themselves in a PR nightmare and just destroy themselves. Not even just with the not Me Too, but not even with the No More movement. Look at Bountygate, how they messed that up. Look at how they did with Tom Brady. People get tired of the politics of the NFL. Just basically do what you have to do to save your brand. Even if if you guys are going to be against Colin from the get-go, be against it from the get-go. Don't try to hide it until 2 years later until you got to make this dumbass statement because one of your companies, one of your buddies in the company that you make good money with, you finally, got to cave in. Don't do that. Or, if you're really against them, just like I said, just come out and say it. If you're for it, it's cool. Come out for it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you can say what you want about the president. He was against the whole situation from the beginning. But he's being honest about this whole situation with Nike. I can't knock that. What can you say about that? But the NFL in general is just they're just really, I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the NFL will survive because everybody loves the sport, but this is another PR nightmare that should not have happened right before the season started. Because now the season is in a situation where this is going to be the forefront instead of watching some good football. Y'all saw some good football in this past Saturday. The first week of the season of college football. It could have carried over to but I promise you this is going to be a problem within the entire season. At least half of the season. I'll say that. At least half of the season. It's going to be some hell of a lot of football, good football, for this to go away. Y'all guys let me know what you think. This is a First and Framerates podcast mini. Maybe I could just make this an entire episode. I'm sorry, DJ Bills. I didn't do this one with you. I just had to get this off my chest because this really irked my nerves overall because not only, this whole Colin Kaepernick thing, I had my issues with it. I feel like, the narrative just spun so far out of control. I didn't even want to talk about it no more because everybody made it about the military where clearly it's not. Now we're sitting here looking at something that possibly destroys, the brand of the NFL because I'm going to tell you something right now. a lot of guys that are, you know, on the opposite side of this Colin Kaepernick thing, when they leave a company, when they decide to boycott and leave a company, and I'm not talking about Nike, I'm just talking about NFL. When they leave a company, they leave. They don't come back. That's why the NFL ratings have been going down. These people on that side of the aisle, they don't come back. And we see how they've been treating Colin right now, and how phony the NFL is right now with this statement. People are going to continue to try to stream these games. I don't care what anybody says. It happens. I don't know if it's going to be enough to kill it, make a dent in it, but the NFL knows something's up with these ratings. That's why they're trying to be on the right side all of a sudden, along with what Nike's doing. So like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. There's just another episode. I'm sorry, I just couldn't. I had to do this by myself, and you let me know, man. If you like, dislike, it don't matter. It's my thoughts. If you dislike it, it is what it is. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys take care. Peace.